Okay. Thank you very much for attending this evening. Item 1 on the agenda, minutes of the last meeting. Have you all read?
Chairman.
Is it?
I'll second it.
That's great. Thank you. All in favour, please show. Okay, that's brilliant. That's carried. Item 2 on the agenda, apologies received to the town clerk prior to the meeting.
Chairman, we have apologies from councillors Barry, Carpenter and Sutton.
Thank you. Item 3, received declarations of interest. Mark Dunnett, Councillor Dunnett.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. 4.4, Mr. P. Remblance, planning permission, change use of the first floor children's interactive driving school to form a family bar. I'm a licence holder in the same business. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Straight in then at number 4.1 is a planning permission 2-storey extension to existing house, which is a listed building to provide boot room and a first floor craft room. Have we got a drawing of that, town clerk, please? Oh my God. Can everybody see that? I think you've still muted yourself, Steve.
Yeah, I can still see that.
Sorry, I was going to say we should take 4.1 and 4.2 together because they're the same application. One is for planning permission and the other is for listed building consent. So effectively the same plans and just for a different purpose. So we pick them up as 2 separate applications, but they're the same. This is the site plan. This is as I say, a listed building. This is the side elevation. The elevation from a different angle. It shows the roof plan. And that's again, that shows the actual footprint of the building, the floor plan and the west elevation. There's no public comments, but there are a few concerns raised by the historic officer who's looking at this from a listed building consent point of view, and that's really to do with the fact that they're saying that the part of the building is not similar to the rest of the building. So for example, these dormer windows protrude, whereas the other windows on the building are flat. There was apparently at some time in the past a building on the site of the proposed extension, and that has left sort of a scarring on the ground and a scarring on the side of the building, which the historic officer is saying is almost part of the building itself. It adds to the character and adds to the historic value. I think that essentially they're looking for more information and more satisfaction, but from your point of view, not really there to look at it from a regulatory point of view. It's, you know, do you support the principles of extension, and do you think it's in general keeping with the area, and does it impact on the neighbours or anything?
Well, I personally don't see a problem with it. you know, it's well within their garden space. I mean, it's quite a big garden actually. Anybody else? Anything to say?
Yeah, I'll second that, Chairman. I think there's no properties around it. I was going to move for approval, but I'll second you as long as it's in keeping to what the historical listed requirements are needed.
Okay. There's a proposal and a seconder. All in favour, please show. Can you see the?
We've got six raised hands, so that would that is a
Yeah.
Just drop to 5. No, 7 we've got now. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a majority.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, could I just ask the clerk something before we start the next item?
Yes.
Right, Steve. Item 4.4 is changing into a family room. Although I'm a licence holder, I'm not in that sort of business. Would I need to declare an interest on that? And then the other one is item 4.6. It's next door to my cafe, although obviously it's an empty shop at the minute and I'd like it filled, but do I have to declare an interest on that one as well?
I would say 4.6. There is a definite, because it is immediately next to your building and affecting it. In terms of the license holder with a very different type of business, you might. Yeah, I think the balance there is: do you actually think that anybody would think that it would affect your view in terms of the application and your view on it? So I would say definitely 4.6. There is a conflict there. I'm not so certain on the other one.
No, I don't think he needs to declare interest on 4.4.
I will do on 4.6, and if I can do, please, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, okay.
Thank you very much.
Right, item 4.3, planning permission extension and alterations, existing bungalow to provide a bedroom and a cloakroom.
4, the right one. I can't. Right. Sorry, I'm going to have to go through. Family walk. That's it.
Right, okay. Is there any form of street plan on this one, Steve? Okay, it's a big site, isn't it? So there's no problem with the size.
Can I move it, Chairman?
Yes, yeah.
Chairman, Councillor Emerson's got his hand raised as well.
Councillor Emerson?
Yeah, I was just asking if there was any objections from any of the residents, that was all.
There are no objections as yet on this one. That doesn't mean there won't be, but there aren't any registered as yet. Chairman, the Mayor's got his hand up as well. And Councillor Claxton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Happy to second that.
Thank you. Councillor Claxton? Councillor Claxton?
It was only to second. It was only to second the proposal.
Okay. So that's proposal and seconded. All in favour, please show.
That's 8 raised hands.
Okay. That's can we have a vote on that one again, please? I've got George Saxon, I could see still got his hand up. Councillor Barry, was you signalling yes? Thank you. Okay, so that's a pass. Thank you. Okay, 4.4. Planning permission change of use of existing first floor of children's interactive driving school to form a family bar.
Councillor Claxton's got his hand raised.
Councillor Claxton.
Councillor Brooks has got his hand raised. Councillor Anderson.
First question is anybody opposing it? And second question is it's another business for Skegness. We can only move it forward.
No objections on the site as yet.
Yeah, just move it forward. It's another business. It's bringing more work into Skeg. It's a no-brainer, really, for me.
Okay, who else wanted to speak?
Councillor Brooks.
Councillor Brooks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I know the story behind the driving school side of it. They brought that in at vast expense, and it didn't work as well as what they'd anticipated. So I believe he's just trying to change to make it viable in a different way.
Yeah.
Councillor Anderson has also got his hand raised. Councillor
Anderson.
Yeah, I support it, Chairman. It brings a different aspect to the town, and it's good to see a family bar incorporated with family meals and families sticking together and a holiday resort. So I support it.
Thank you. It's been proposed and supported. All in favour, please show. Okay, that's gone. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Barry. Okay, 4.5, Domino's Pizza. Planning permission change of use of conversion of the existing shop to provide hot food takeaway and restaurant, including the installation of extractor, ventilation equipment, alterations to the shop frontage and other associated external works. Wait a minute. Oh, well, I seriously don't see a problem with this at all.
And we have Councillor Blackburn, Councillor Barry, Councillor Claxton and Councillor Anderson have got their hands raised.
Councillor Blackburn first, please.
Yeah, I would just like to move this. I like the idea that they've actually bothered to put their delivery entrance off Prince George Street. That'll help. But there's so many things closing on Lumley Road. I think we should encourage it. So I'd like to move it. Absolutely.
So you're right. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do next year, next season. I mean, Lumley Road will be about done. Councillor Anderson.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to second it. In doing so, as long as the flue conforms to environmental health standards.
Yeah. Councillor Claxton?
Any standards such as that will be under building control anyway. So that will come under a different regulation. It's not a planning issue as such, unless it's the actual flue is obstructing or likely to impose on somebody else's property. Councillor Barry and Councillor Claxton have also got their hands up.
Councillor Claxton first, please.
Thank you. Yeah, this just brings a lovely bit of colour to Lumley Road. This shop is going to bring some nightlife to Lumley Road, and I've more than support it, and I can't wait for it to open.
Councillor Barry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to second that motion with the other councillors. That's what I was going to say. And it's extra business to the town. Why not?
Absolutely. Can you please vote on it? We've had it proposed, seconded. Please vote.
Seven raised hands.
Yeah, that's gone.
That's sufficient.
Thanks very much. 4.6. Plan and permission, change of use, conversion and alterations, including replacement shop front and existing betting shop, use as a retail use.
Do I need to switch off or be put in the waiting room, Steve?
If you can mute yourself and take your
just mute yourself and just take
your video off.
Take your video off, yeah. That's more than enough. Thank you.
So we have Councillor Blackburn, Councillor Barry, Councillor Anderson and Councillor Claxton wishing to speak.
Councillor Blackburn again, please.
Yeah, as in with the previous one, I'd like to move this. There's too many shops closing. Someone's making an effort, and I'd like to move this one as well.
Thank you. Councillor Claxton.
I can't see there being really for just a change of use, but is there any I can't think of it. Sorry, is there anyone opposing it?
No.
No.
Well, again, it's a business. Someone's changing this rather than have an empty shop. Someone's trying to change the use of it so we can keep another shop open on the high street. So I'll second that proposal.
Thank you, Councillor Barry.
We've got Councillor Anderson and Councillor Saxon.
It's been said, Chairman.
Councillor Barry.
Yes, I was just going to second that.
Okay.
With Councillor Blackburn, that's all I was going to say, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Saxon.
Yeah, so we're just confirming that what's been said. Fine.
Okay, it's been proposed, seconded. All in favour, please show.
We've got 8 raised hands.
Thank you. Sorry. 4.7. Planning permission, erection of boundary fencing and gates to a maximum height of 1.
Got to bring Danny back.
5. Yes, please do. Yeah.
He should be able to hear, and therefore
back in. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you want me to read that again, councillors? 4.7. Planning permission, erection of boundary fencing and gates of maximum height of 1.45. Who else is it? Sorry. 1 metre 4. 5 foot.
if Councillor Claxton and Councillor Saxon have got their hands raised.
Councillor Claxton.
Have we got anyone opposing it? Any neighbours?
Not as yet, no.
Again, it's a boundary fence. It's within their boundaries. I can't see why we can't support it. It's no different from a fence from having a hedge or a tree. Everyone's got their own decorations in their own garden. I don't see a problem with it.
So we've got Councillor Anderson and Councillor Saxon.
Councillor Anderson, please.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I've got some concerns about this. I think at our last meeting we approved the extension, didn't we? If I remember rightly.
Not this property. It's a different property.
Okay. Okay. Apologies then. 145. Okay. How many feet is that approximately in height, Town Clerk?
Off the top of my head, I would say it's about just short of between 4.5 and 5 feet.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I was thinking it was over 6 foot. No, I'll move it. Or second it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Councillor Saxon.
Yeah, I'll second that. I was going to second it. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, it's been proposed. It's been seconded. Can you please show all in favour?
We've got 8 raised hands.
Okay, that's passed. Thank you very much. 4.8, planning permission erection of community hall with 4 number self-contained flats over a construction of vehicle access and site and of existing buildings which are to be demolished as an amendment to previously approved under the planning permission.
We have Councillor Saxon and Councillor Claxton raising their hands.
Councillor Saxon. Councillor Saxon. Okay, Councillor Claxton.
Well, this is what everyone's known as. It's going to be the mosque, I believe. What's changed in this business, from this planning to the last lot of planning that came through? Can the clerk tell us, please? Sorry.
I can't, I'm afraid. I think it's to do with the number of flats, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think there was 4 flats above the first one. I believe there was 4. Looking at it, I don't think there is any different. I mean, what they've done, evidently, they've put it in again, but they're not telling us what the changes they've made are.
They don't have to if it's a new planning application.
Exactly. Have you had any letters in about this, Steve?
No objections.
No.
We have Councillor Blackburn, Councillor Barry, Councillor Brooks, Councillor Claxton, Councillor Anderson with their hands up.
Okay, we'll start off with Councillor Blackburn first again, please.
Yeah, I looked at all the measurements and different bits that we got sent through, and I've looked at East Lindsey, and there is a slight, one of the elevations is slightly different. It is the same number of flats, but it's something to do with one side where it fits onto the entrance around the back, and it's just slight elevation measurements that look to be different on it. I don't think it's a great deal.
No, I don't think it is, Sue. It looks, to me, it looks pretty well the same as the first drawing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember there was 4 flats. So, right, Councillor Claxton.
Sorry, it was up from last time. Sorry.
Okay, Councillor Brooks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was just wondering if the elevations that have changed are putting the windows overlooking the back neighbours again, because originally they adjusted it so that they weren't going to be overlooking or so close to the neighbours at the first lot of plans. And I'm just wondering if they put them back to how they were before they changed them last time. Is the entrance still at the rear as well? Thank you.
southern elevation, western elevation, northern elevation, eastern elevation.
Councillor Anderson.
Thank you, Chairman. It's the first time I'm seeing this, so bear with me. I can't see any problem with it. Okay. I don't know the history on the previous planning, which other councillors do, but if you look along Roman Bank, there are flats and businesses flats above businesses along there. So it's in keeping to what's already there along that part of Roman Bank. If there are any windows that are looking, as what Councillor Brooks is saying, then obviously there is an issue there, and I think East Lindsey will pick that up. I think the footprint is to the existing building, which caught fire, if I remember rightly. So it is set back a bit. So from the church, which is on the side, which isn't in use. And on the other side, if I remember rightly, you've got the tyre place. Am I right?
That's correct.
So I can't see any issues with it. If it's overlooking, then obviously the planners at East Lindsey will pick that up. Therefore, I'll move for approval.
It's the parking, is it?
Say again, Councillor Bradford.
Right. Oh, I'll tell them. Right. Okay. Thank you. I won't know. Okay. All right.
Oh.
Have
Okay.
they removed the car parking
Right.
on the? Have they removed the car parking on the site now?
I'll go back to the site plan. This is the elevation that faces backward,
Yeah.
the eastern elevation. If I go back to the site plan, this is the vehicular access, and that's existing, and this is repositioned.
And they've got 2 more car parking spaces there by the look of that.
So,
Yeah.
can I just say, Mr. Chairman, is that are they coming into the site from the front now? Because before they were going to come in from the rear, but somebody had built a fence over their land that these were going to out. If you look at the existing on the plans, look, a recently erected fence. Well, somebody came along and said, well, actually, we bought half of that road, and they put the fence up, and they didn't care. They still gave permission for it and said, well, that'll have to be sorted out. So I'm wondering if that's now been sorted out, and yes, it is their land, and they're going to have to come in from the front, which is what I opposed them coming in the back anyway. I think they should have been coming in off the front.
Can I just interrupt, Chairman?
Yes.
Thank you. I've just been told that apparently it is just because of the car parking. They can't get the cars around the back, so they're now going to park on the front, Roman Bank side, not around the back, and that's the only difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see there's 2 extra car parking spaces there because they originally put full.
Mm.
Yeah. So, and there's 2 more. So anyway, it has been proposed. And I'm prepared to second it. Can we please vote on it? Please show. How many we got, Steve?
It was really difficult for me to say. I can 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's passed. Okay, thank you very much. 4.9, planning permission, change of use, land to site, 16 number mobile homes. Provision of parking, erection of visitors centre, raised timber walkways and associated works.
There are objections by Lincolnshire County Council on the basis that the site crosses and obstructs a public footpath, and that it also interferes with the Natural England coastal path. And so they're seeking resolution to those before it gets any further.
Right, okay, yeah.
Councillor Anderson and Councillor Claxton have got their hands raised.
Councillor Anderson, please.
Thank you, Chairman. In view of what the town clerk has says, then therefore I think we need to reject the proposal until we get another planning application from the applicant with footpath diversions in place. Therefore, I move rejection.
Thank you. Councillor Claxton.
Can you clerk on there with his mouse just to show where this footpath is, this public footpath is?
I haven't been provided details of where it is. It's path number 299, I believe, which is a public footpath and a right of way. So Lincolnshire County Council's countryside team are seeking clarification as to how that will be handled. It is possible that they may permit a diversion of the public footpath, but that should be shown, I guess, on the plan to show where that would happen. In respect of the Natural England coastal path, I don't know. Again, I don't know where the current pathway goes or how this will interfere. This is really a technical matter for Lincolnshire County Council. I guess it's a question of this, a question of principle. Again, do you support the principle of this being there? Perhaps subject to those things being resolved, or do you object to the principles?
I mean, my thoughts are that we should defer this until we get that information coming through.
But then, as I've often explained, Chairman, quite often we don't get the opportunity to go back, because if this was, for example, resolved quickly and then it came, it went through before we've had the opportunity to comment, then we may lose that opportunity. So I think it's as I say, it's a technical issue in terms of whether or not Lincolnshire County Council will permit a path diversion, and the route would need to be agreed with them. But I think for this committee, it's simply, do you like and support the idea of this in this place, or do you not? We have Councillor Blackburn and Councillor Anderson and Councillor Brooks.
Councillor Brooks.
It's just been noted, isn't it?
Councillor Brooks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the footpath issue does need to be resolved. However, I think this is a good idea for Skegness, for the foreshore, to liven up the end of South Parade, which has been in disrepair for many years. So I think us putting a stop on it or a hold on it would be a shame for the town.
Okay, thanks for that, Councillor Brooks. Councillor Saxon.
Yes, I think it's just to be noted, isn't it? We want anyway. I think it's good, as Councillor Brooks says, it'll liven that end of town up, but it's sadly needed. It's been disrepair and neglected like the north end for many years.
Chairman, we have Councillor Blackburn and Councillor Claxton still wishing to speak.
Councillor Blackburn, please.
Thanks, Chairman. I would actually propose that we support this because, I mean, when I was on planning at East Lindsey, this is something that would have been dealt with the conditions anyway. So I think I would like to move to support this, and with the footpath, as we know, will be dealt with conditions when it goes to East Lindsey anyway.
Okay, thanks for that. Councillor Claxton?
Yeah, so I said any sort of new business that's come into the town, I'll support. But we need to see what the conditions are going forward. But yeah, I support this as it stands.
Okay, I'll go back then to Councillor Anderson and see
Thank
whether...
you, Chairman. Yeah, I've heard what other councillors said. I used to be on planning committee at East Lindsey as well for a number of years. And footpaths are important because we've seen so many footpaths closed when the detail hasn't been put forward. So we have to object it because it's public right of way. And if we leave it to conditions at East Lindsey planning, East Lindsey will be setting itself, okay, because they are the applicant, because it's an East Lindsey site. Therefore, I want to see this put in. I'm not against the development, but I'm making sure that the public rights of way are there. If a diversion has to come through, then there should be a diversion for us to see and comment on. But there isn't, Chairman. I'm just making sure that we see everything correctly and not be accused of siding another local authority. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Anderson. Has Councillor Anderson got support, please?
Councillor Burnham, Councillor Brooks have got their hands up to speak.
Councillor Burnham?
Yeah, I fully support this application. But regarding footpaths, I think they have to be noted first, and once they get that sorted out, they'll have my full backing.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Councillor Brooks again.
Yes, I think the footpath does need clarifying. I wouldn't like to see it fail on that, but I do think giving away footpaths is what all councils want to get rid of. So I think we do need to make sure that that footpath is still there for the residents, for the holiday makers, for everybody. So whether we can put a note on saying support as long as the footpath is sorted out correctly.
I think that's the correct decision to make, Councillor Brooks. Is that okay, Steve? Can we make sure that they are well aware?
Well, yeah, I mean, that you can be subject to that. So it could be support subject to the footpaths being agreed, but you'll need to. Currently, you've got Councillor Anderson proposing an objection.
No, I will draw that. I'll side with Councillor Brooks. Thank you.
Okay, we've got a proposal. We've got seconders. All in favour, please show. Okay, that's carried. Thank you. Item 5, notice of appeal. Have you all got that in front of you? Is that just to be noted, Steve?
It is.
Thank you.
Move it be noted, Chairman.
Thank you.
Seconded.
All in favour, please show. Thank you. Put it down, Luke, please. The other item right at the back of your agenda there is just the information from the Skegness Water Leisure Centre. Looking at that, they're just informing us that they are going to re-put it in for planning. Okay, is that just to be noted as well, Steve?
Yeah, it's informational.
Yeah, I move it be noted.
Seconded.
Okay. Seconded. Stuart Saxon, thank you. Please show. Thank you. Neighbourhood development plan.
So, Chairman, there's nothing really to report. It went to council. Council's approved the extra work, and that's going to go ahead now. They've been instructed.
Right, okay. We also got the car park, short stay car park resolved. Is that correct, Steve?
I'm struggling now because I haven't got. Let me bring up the agenda, see if I can get the agenda up, because I haven't got a paper copy. So I need to bring it up.
My agenda finishes at item 5.
Yeah. That's why I was struggling a bit when you said the neighbourhood plan.
Same.
Well, I've got the very latest edition then, which your chairman should have, of course. Okay, well, that's about it then. Thank you very much for attending this evening.
That's why you